welcome back to Spoiling Dead, the show where we talk about the latest Walking Dead episode. I am your hostess with the mostest, Rebekah Erb. I am with my man, Tony Walters.
Hey, everybody.
Unfortunately, Daniel Murphy was not able to make it to the show. We miss you, Dan, if you are able to tune in. We miss ya. So, I'm in the booth with Tony this time. It's weird being in here.
It's really kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
It's even weirder how I sound like I'm in a tin can. I apologize for the audio. I'm still working on it.
It's fine. That's fine.
You're not listening. You're not wearing headphones.
No, I'm not. Just because I don't want to hear you sound like crap. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're back. I am hilarious. We are back, and we're going to talk about last night's episode, The Bridge. The episode started out with, Rick talking to Negan, which I still just don't understand why he is. Probably just to, brag and, shove it in his face that he's in jail. We see new relationships happening, which is pretty interesting. We see that there's their crossroad and camp area where they're building the bridge, and yeah, I think the bridge looks great, and I love that there's another bigger meaning to the whole bridge thing. They're trying to rebuild a bridge that they burned, and rebuild the future. So it's interesting to have another underlining meaning. But yeah, let's get this talk started. Let's start with Hilltop. We see Maggie breaking a horse, and it just makes me like her even more, and me think that I'm right, that she is a really great leader, because if you think of what goes into breaking a horse, it takes a lot of patience and determination and hard work, and I just feel like that just goes along with why she's able to be such a good leader. We have missing ethanol fuel and saviors. So,
Whispers.
That's what I was going to ask, if you think it's the Whispers or if you think that they're going AWOL.
I think it's the Whispers.
I was kind of leaning towards the Whispers too.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them going AWOL too, a bunch of Negan supporters, but
right.
But the way that they described it, where if these men, have families and people to take care of, they didn't think that they would actually just take off like that.
Right. I feel like the ones from the delivery that's supposed to be delivering the fuel, I think those are Whispers, but I kind of feel like the ones that are just dipping out from the bridge are going AWOL.
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
But we find out that Georgie has been sending letters to Maggie this whole time, which is interesting. I really wasn't expecting that, and that she wants Maggie to join her, that she just will not let up, that she wants Maggie to come and join wherever she is in her group. So I'm wondering, since we already know that, Maggie is not going to be lasting throughout the whole season, if that's what's going to happen with her, is she's going to end up going with Georgie's group.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. That would be a good way to get rid of her without having to kill her off. Leave a little open-ended thing for Maggie. Because, not everybody has to die on the show. But at the same time, I don't care.
Moving on. So if Maggie did do that, who would take over at Hilltop?
Jesus.
Yeah. I think that's, obviously, the right decision, but, he was the one that was always out there scavenging and just, out in the wilderness and doing things. So I don't know, even if, they're hey, we want you, I don't know if he would do that. Because even before, when we first meet him, Maggie was trying to get him to take over Gregory, and he was like, no, that's not really my thing. So I think that's still, the case.
Right, but I mean, probably, but he's also way more supportive of Maggie than he is of Gregory, so if she asked him to, he might.
Right. True.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Jesus, maybe Daryl. Maybe, Daryl doesn't really want to lead either, though. He wants to just be off on his own doing his thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Enid.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, there's talk of a council now, and really the last time that we saw a true council was back at the prison. I mean, I know Deanna was trying to get a government type thing started, but an actual council, last time we saw that was back at the prison. So that's interesting to see everyone trying to bring that back. And one little tidbit that was really cute, and I'm assuming that Anne formerly known as Judith, painted these, but there was family pictures in Maggie's office, like little cool watercolors of like her dad, her mom, I'm assuming her stepbrother, you know, Glenn was up there, her sister. I thought that was really cool.
I did not notice, but sounds like something she would do based just solely on the her and what's his name? Priest dude.
Gabriel. Oh, Father Gabriel. Right.
Yeah, her and Gabriel's interaction, she drew that.
Yeah, which was really, really cool. So, wrapping up on just Hilltop and everything going on there, do you agree with Maggie with all the decisions that she's been making now that Earl is free and she decided to give the food to the saviors?
No, I think she's a terrible leader and should have stuck to her guns and did what she was going to do, but instead she caved and showed too much mercy.
No.
Now she's not going to be this villain that I want her to be.
No, I completely disagree. I don't think she was, like, flaking and then, like, going back and not following through with what, you know, she wanted. She was putting her foot down when she thought she needed to, but then, like, you know, she's not going to be this evil person. She's going to think things through and listen to people. No, and listen to people, because before she was just getting, like, kind of offended when somebody would try to help her to do something, but now she's like, okay, there does need to be a council. I can't be the only one that makes a decision, but if I feel like there is something better for my people, then I will make the decision, you know? So I completely agree with her. Do you think Michonne has the right to try and have a say with what's going on at the Hilltop? Do you think she's sticking her nose into not her business?
I think that they've all been together for so long that they're a family, and if she wants to tell her sister how it is, she will.
Yeah. And plus she still did it in a respectful way.
Oh, for sure.
You know? So, building a bridge to the future. You know, it's been a month since the hanging and since they started building the bridge. And they're also, you know...
What do you think about that, though?
It's been like a whole month?
Yeah, like a month between episodes. Like, do you think we're going to get more of this, or do you think this is just... Like, do you think we're going to get big time gaps like this season, or is this just a one particular
I think it's a one particular gap just because it makes sense for us to kind of get on with the bridge and it being, like, basically almost done. And it just makes sense to start off at this point, or to, like, you know, like, pick up at this point after last week's episode, because then there's just more to tell, more happening, because since the bridge is almost done, there's just all this tension that has been building up with the saviors
I'm just also
and everything.
Curious, like, you know, if this was 2 seasons ago, we'd have spent the whole season building a bridge. So is this just the show trying to make things a little bit faster paced?
I don't know if I really have. You think so?
I think they're trying to make things faster paced, but then gave us a really slow episode with a whole lot of nothing going on.
It was a slower pace, but it just made sense because there is a lot going on, so they just needed to slow down and kind of be able to gather all of this new information and all of these little, like, tidbits and things. I don't know. But back to the bridge. Henry is a little badass. Bless his pea-picking heart. I really loved that. I loved Henry, and now that I'm getting, like, more attached to him, I'm just like, he's gonna die. Carol has let her, like, there's this new Carol. She's always been, like, a badass, but, like, where she's, like, letting her guard down and getting attached to kids again. And, like, Henry's basically, like, her and King Ezekiel's. And so now we have, like, all these little, like, things to like Henry more. Sorry. Then they're just gonna kill him. But I hope not. But with that long-haired douche, I think his name is Justin or something, long-haired douche, I just feel like people like him are still alive because of people like Negan. Because, like, he's just constantly making excuses. Nothing's ever his fault. Like, if Negan wasn't around or, you know, doing his thing, getting all these, like, bad guys to be just bullies, he wouldn't be around anymore. And
I don't really think so.
I just think he is a douchebag.
I think that people like him are the only guys that survive this kind of stuff.
Not necessarily, only because he's the type that, like, just, like, blames everybody else. Like, he's not taking the initiative to do what he needs to do, and the only reason he's still alive is because of, like, he's just, like, piggybacking on everybody else, like, on their survival. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, he's piggybacking everybody else's stuff, but he's also, like, a dude that can clearly, like, handle his own.
Not when Daryl's around.
Well, that's because Daryl gets paid more money.
Stop. Okay, so is Daryl unintentionally, like, creating tension that will be causing this uprising, or do you think that's something that's just, like, underway either way?
I mean, it's underway either way because that's clearly the direction the writers want it to go. But I think that what Daryl did in this episode was just. I don't disagree with what he was doing.
Right.
By any means, but yeah, I don't know.
So even if he wasn't like creating this tension, you think that like the uprising would be happening anyway?
I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I think that. As far as the only reason we even think that there's an uprising is just because of the way the last season ended, and then we've gotten just Daryl kind of being a little angry. But
right.
It's like if Rick would do what Carol said and just go talk to the dude, maybe this all could be avoided.
True. Yeah.
But it's not going to be avoided because it's a show about drama, and we need drama.
True story. Speaking of like drama, but this is like good drama. There's new relationships. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm a big sappy person. We find out that Aaron has Gracie because he's talking to Daryl about, like, changing diapers and stuff. So I love that he has adopted Gracie, and that's a cute relationship. Like I said before, there's, like, this new Carol, and I really, really love it. I love her and King Ezekiel. At the end of the episode, she finally gets the ring, and he was about to go on one knee, and she was like, "You're not going to do that right now." He's like, "But I prepared a speech." I'm just like, it's so great, and I love little dialogues like that to help you get more attached to your favorite characters, because King Ezekiel is definitely, I think, my favorite character. And then Jadis, which is now known as Anne, her and Father Gabriel. I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Yeah, they're just giving Gabriel somebody to love so they can kill him.
Or her.
No.
Kill her.
Gabriel's dying. Jadis has too many secrets we need to find out. Nobody cares about Gabriel. This dude,
I care.
You're the only one. You're the only one.
His story arc is seriously one of my favorites, and just like the way that he, saved Judith, to, kind of make up for the wrong that he's done. I enjoy his character, and he looks like a badass this season with his cool hat and his like one blind eye. Like, he looks pretty awesome. But yeah, I don't know, it makes sense, I guess, in hindsight for them to be together because they have similar pasts where they've done, things to lose trust with our group. And I don't know, it's cool to find out who that girl with the glasses were. When he, like, freaked out in the food pantry when we first, like, met him, and that's how Bob died. Because he, like, freaked out and was, like, they're down in that basement thing. It's all flooded, and we see the girl with the glasses, and Father Gabriel's, like, because that was his organist. And they obviously had, like, a thing. And that's who Anne drew for him.
You probably had a thing with a lot of people in that church.
Stop. No. Moving on from a nice new relationship. So the herd is coming. I love this well thought out system that they have with like the bird's nests and like the crank alarms. And obviously long-haired douche didn't do his job, so they make it to the lumber yard, and just love what they did with all the logs rolling over the walkers. That was pretty cool, right?
It was a fun like what do we call it, like a video game moment. Like that's exactly what you do in a video game. Just like, let me shoot this pile of logs and then we'll all roll down and kill a bunch of enemies. Like,
it makes me think of Swiss Family Robinson. When they do it to the pirates. Anyway, we see Daryl using his like double knife thing. And I thought that was pretty cool, a little snidbit of action. But leading up to Aaron's accident, it really seemed like they were showcasing a lot of people with missing hands and limbs. And it occurred to me, you know, because those are the people that, like, tried to run away or steal things, and so they got, like, their hands cut off and things like that. So they're showcasing, like, these injuries that were caused by saviors, and then here's Aaron getting his hand cut off, like, still being caused by a savior, like, not, you know, doing his job. But aside from that, Enid is really, really stepping up and just being a really strong character, and I feel like that has a lot to do with Carl's death. And, you know, she lost her parents, she lost Carl, she almost lost Maggie, and now, like, I think that's probably why she wants to become a doctor, so she can have a chance to save the people that she loves.
I would definitely agree with that. I am curious, though, if it's going to come out that maybe she didn't have to take his arm. Like,
I was curious, too.
Because when she's like, we're going to take the arm, like, Daryl's like, really? Like, he's just like, look, he's just like, are you sure? Are you positive? Like,
right. I think that would be interesting, and then that would put a different situation on Aaron and Enid because they have a really strong relationship. They went to Oceanside together and things like that. You know, so that would be an interesting twist, but I honestly don't think so.
I don't think so either, but it was just their reactions from it were just, it made me go, ooh, I wonder if she's wrong here and she's going to take his arm and not actually have to.
Yeah.
It'd be awful.
I love that she's being so strong about it, because we had Denise and, like, her situation when she was, like, then having to become the doctor. But, I don't know, Enid, she's taking it in stride and she's, like, being really confident about it, and I just absolutely love where her character is going. But it was really sweet that Aaron was, like, encouraging her, too. It was like, you can do it. Like, it's fine.
Right.
You know?
Ugh. Awful.
Can you imagine, though, like, having to do that? They did teach her, like, how to actually do it.
Right.
Like, she was talking on Talking Dead, like, I know how to do it. She's like, but you may bleed out because I don't know how to cauterize an artery, which is kind of funny. So Daryl finds out who was the cause of this, and I really thought he was going to kill him. I thought that's what was going to happen, that he got off that pan and he was going to kill him. But Carol, or always being the voice of reason for Daryl, I think that's literally the only reason that he stopped. I think if Rick was there, he wouldn't have stopped. Like, it's just because of Carol.
Oh, definitely. Definitely because of Carol. I thought he was going to kill him, too.
I wish he did. Then again, we wouldn't have, like, the ending that we had, which I think is really, really interesting.
It's so stupid.
It's not stupid.
It's always stupid. Every time they tease somebody in one of these, in this show, it's always somebody we don't know, so it doesn't matter. Like, remember the Boots? We were all like, who's the Boots for, like, ever and ever and ever, and then it's like, oh, it's this person. Why didn't you show their face? It doesn't even matter. We don't know who they are. It's because they hadn't cast the person yet. That's why.
Stop!
Stupid.
Okay. I understand the point that you're trying to make, but it still makes for a more interesting situation. Because
if you had this person in the bushes and you saw their face
and, like,
the whole time, you'd still go, who's this person?
What if it's Sherry? What if it's, what's his face? Heath! It's Heath, guys.
That's definitely not
It's
Heath.
Totally Heath. It's Heath.
Why would that guy care who Heath is? Or that it's Heath? Sherry makes more sense. At least she was, like, there.
I'm just saying, where's Heath, guys?
He's
Where
on
is
Star
he?
Trek.
Shut up.
Or playing Dr. Dre, one of the two.
So did Rick make the right decision? Do you agree with him kicking him out?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, kicking him out because he's an idiot, but I just feel like you're just gonna have to worry about somebody coming back and trying to start shit. Like, I feel like maybe kicking him out wasn't quite the right decision. It's just do something else that puts your point across.
You
know
said
what I mean?
earlier. This guy just kind of piggybacks off of everybody else. And Rick told him, I've arrested like 100 guys just like you. So I think he's got a pretty good read on him. I don't think this guy's going to come back and start shit. I think this guy's too stubborn to even want to be there. He's just, I'm done. Until he runs into his buddy who is going to talk him back into doing something.
Or could it be the Whispers?
The way, like, that's what I thought initially it was the Whispers, when, like, leading up to it. But then, I forget what he says, but he acts like he knows them.
He acts like he knows them, but it could also be, like, a pawn. Like, because they've all been missing. So if the Whisperers are the ones that are getting them,
they're like recruiting them.
They're maybe not recruiting them, but just like he's a pawn, as in like, oh, I know you, and then they come out of nowhere to get him, like for him to let his guard down. He's like, oh, like I almost got you killed. Like what the hell are you doing? And then here comes the Whisperers to like capture him too, if that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
He doesn't care.
I don't like the point of view. Oh, look who it is, or who it isn't. Whatever. It's just been done a million times, specifically on this show.
It's been done twice.
Twice is too many.
And, like the last time was like how many seasons ago?
2.
It's not that bad. Yeah. So aside from that, I feel like Rick is kind of having a change, like a turn to leaf too, because like he's admitting now that he may be wrong and too pushy of fixing everything, because he admits to Aaron, he's just like, I'm so sorry, like I thought we were all working together. So that's interesting. But yeah, I just, all in all, I thought it was a good episode. I know it seemed like a little slow, but given like how things are changing now, it was fine by me. But it's always fine.
I fell asleep during it, and then I had to rewatch it again today before being on the show because I couldn't remember what happened. And then when I was watching it, I was like, I remember all of this. It's just nothing happened.
Because every time you fell asleep, I'm like, hey, stop. Like, are you sleeping? No. But yeah, I mean, it was a slow-paced episode. Like, even that, like, I can recognize. It was just a little slow-moving, but I still enjoyed it.
I mean, I enjoyed it just as much as I generally enjoy the show, which is just enough to get through it usually, but maybe a little lesser last night.
Well, next episode I feel like is going to be a lot.
Hold up, you forgot one big thing.
The
helicopter.
I'm not even. I have a system here, Anthony. I'm getting there.
Hey, who do you think took long-haired douche? We just talked about that. Next one.
Okay.
Helicopter.
So, helicopter. Jada seemed almost frightened that she saw the helicopter. Like, because they're not by the, like, heapsters, like, the landfill. So it's, like, almost like, oh, like, they found me, or they found, like, they know where we are now. Like, it almost seems like...
I think that they've always known where they are. They're in a helicopter. These places aren't very far away from each other.
No, they are.
They're not that far away from each other.
They're far enough.
When you're traveling by air.
Well, I understand that.
It could take a day to walk there. It would take like an hour.
But I just feel like, like she had that timer. She was like really freaking out, like, when she had Negan tied up and they had left, and she was like so stressed out about it. So it almost seems like there's this deal with these helicopter people, like kind of like with the Negan thing, like you work for us.
Well,
she seemed scared. Did she not seem scared?
I think that she...
Or shocked?
Maybe scared, but I think that the helicopter was supposed to pick her up clearly in the end of the last episode, and then they ditched her. And so I think she's feeling betrayed, maybe. Okay,
I like that. I like that a lot more, actually.
Yeah, I think she's looking up at them, feeling betrayed by them, not that she's scared of them.
Right. Interesting.
Whoever they are.
Do you think it's Georgie? Or do you think those are two completely separate groups?
I think they're separate groups. I think it's like the New World Order.
Right. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
I really do. It has to be in my mind. It would make the most sense.
Right. So, why do you think Negan is still like so cocky, even though he's trapped in this?
Because he's fucking Negan.
But you don't think, like,
he knows he's getting out of there. He knows he's getting out of there.
You really think that he thinks that he's like getting out of there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like he's just like, I know my people.
He's too cocky not to think that.
Yeah, like he knows that Rick is trying to bring everybody together, but he knows his people, and they're not.
I don't think that he just knows his people. I think he just knows people in general, and he doesn't have the faith in people that Rick has, and
so you don't think
he's just waiting for it all to crumble under in Rick's hands, and then he's gonna wait. He's just waiting for that call, like, "Hey, can you come help us out? Because we need your help." Like, that's gonna happen. Like, he's gonna let him out because he needs his help, not because Negan escapes. The way Negan gets out of there is because Rick needs his help.
Nope. Never.
Because if Rick could call Shane right now for some backup, he totally would. But he shot him in the face, so he can't.
He didn't shoot him in the face.
Whatever.
He stabbed him in the stomach.
Whatever. Carl shot him in the face. Anyway.
Yeah, but no, there's no effing way. There's no effing way. He wouldn't even let him say like Carl's name for goodness sake. Like he would never even. He would not swallow his pride and need Negan so much to it's not gonna happen. That's not going to happen. But you don't think that Negan is just like maybe. he reads people, so he's just saying those things just to get under Rick's skin?
Oh, for sure. I mean, no, that's exactly what he's doing. But I think he honestly believes it too. And what if Rick dies and then Michonne comes down and asks for his help?
Oh, no!
And a little loving on the side.
No. Michonne would never do that. She would not betray dead Rick like that. No.
Not betray dead Rick like that. Yeah, she's no Lori.
Oh. Damn straight she's no Lori. She's better. Bless Michonne's heart. So, do you think that the long-haired douche and the helicopter could be, like, connected at all? That's too far of a stretch?
Yeah.
I was just curious. Okay, so we saw the sneak peek.
You did.
At least I saw the sneak peek. You maybe did if you watched Talking Dead.
I fell asleep.
Yeah. So basically they're at the Crossroads like camp, and there's the Saviors on one side and like the rest of our people on the other side, and Carol's like, stop, and she like puts her hand on her gun, and they're like, we can't even protect ourselves. Like, it just seems like that they're not quite uprising. They just want weapons. Like, that's the impression that I got. It wasn't like legit like, we're fighting you now. It's just like, we're sick of not being able to protect ourselves. We've done the things that you've wanted us to do. We've surrendered. Where's our weapons now? And I don't know, there was a few people that was like axes lying around, so they went and grabbed those. But that short-haired chick, that was like one of the generals or whatever.
Right, the one who's like, kind of seems like maybe she's got something going on with Daryl. Like in the first episode, they were just kind of like a little buddy.
That's a long-haired blonde with the tattoo on her neck.
Oh, okay.
The one that was like always in the meetings with Negan and them. I can't remember her name. She has a really, really weird name. But she like steps up and she's like, no, this is gonna go too far. You guys can't do it. So it's just like, interesting to see like they're just wanting weapons. It doesn't seem like an actual uprising, but that's what it's going to cause. But we have a savior that's trying to be like, no, like, we want this. We need this. And I just, with all of that, with everything going on, I love where, like, the show is going. I love that they're legit trying to rebuild with all of these different communities, because before it was just like our little group that was trying to rebuild their own thing, but now they're looking past just their group and trying to rebuild the world, you know. So I just think it's great. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I mean, I like that aspect of what the show's doing. I just wish it was doing it better.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah.
Yeah, all in all, like I said before, kind of a slow episode, but a lot of stuff that we took from it, and I'm really looking forward to next week's episode, like always. Yeah, so what you got going on, Tony, in the world of Rad Entertainment?
In the world of Rad Entertainment, we're doing, shows again, so we got this show. I might go see Halloween this week and review that. I kind of really want to do that, so I'll probably do that. And then, Midwest Horror Fest is next weekend at the... It's next weekend.
It's next weekend. Not this weekend, the 13th. Next weekend, the 26th through the 28th.
Wait, so is that 2 weeks away?
It's like 13 days away.
I'm so confused. It's 13 days away.
It's like 13 days away.
Next weekend.
It's not coming up weekend.
This weekend's the 20th, not the 13th.
Oh, the 20th. That's right.
So yeah,
that's
next
right.
weekend. That was right. Anyway.
No, yeah, but sometimes people like, even though it's
Whatever.
so early in the week.
The 26th, 27th, 28th, Midwest Horror Fest in Logansport, Indiana, the State Theater.
The
It's
historical
completely
State
free.
Theater.
47
Free.
independent horror films
Did
over
you say
3
free?
days. I said free.
Free.
Completely
so
free.
that means like no money.
No money. Burlesque
More money
show.
for beer.
Bands. Movies. Beer.
Magician.
Beer's not free. Magician's free. Tip the magician. Anyway, he blows your mind. Give him $1.
Oh, for like he was there last year. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Blew Necrocious mind. That's for sure.
I was gonna make a pun there. So what do you got going on, Becca?
Basically the same thing that you have going on, because you know.
Rad Entertainment.
Rad Entertainment. But Rad Entertainment will be producing my directorial debut, Fatal Fae. So we're still plugging away on that, you know, pre-production and everything. And I'm really excited because we have a new show added to the channel. It's called Rad Mini Movies.
Well, it's not added yet, but it will be.
I mean, it's added to our agenda.
Cool. We also have other new shows coming out too. And old shows.
And old shows, like the game show.
Yeah. Review and replay. And I think rewatch is coming back.
Yeah, we're rebooting all of the
And we're rebooting them.
Ah!
Nice.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
All right. So yeah, you can follow us at Rad Entertain on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And we'll see you guys next week. Right here on Spoiling Dead.
Woo! Bye, guys.